So what sets North Idaho Home Hunter apart as listing experts? One of the big things that I lean on, and because I've been on this team for a while and really got to know how we operate, one of the big things that sticks out to me is that the company was founded on doing vacant land. And in order to do vacant land really well, you've got to be focused on the details. There's a lot of stuff that goes into vacant land that you wouldn't necessarily think about on the residential side. There's a lot of title work that goes into play, easements and different things, calling counties, research. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the mix when you're listing a piece of vacant land. So having that foundation, we have trained ourselves to look at the details and to be very detail oriented when we're going through our process so that we don't miss anything and make sure that we're getting the best characteristics about that piece of real estate as possible. This plays into all aspects of real estate, not just vacant land, but also homes and luxury. It's all about the details. If you understand the details of location, you understand the details of the particular piece of real estate that you're selling, the peripherals, the things that are around it, that really helps sell the property. So I would say that's something that we do very, very well for every single client. Now, why would you want to hire a real estate professional that has knowledge about the local market? There's a lot of things that go into determining value when you're listing a property or you're looking at how valuable something is. I recently had the opportunity to walk a bunch of land on an upcoming community in the area, and we were looking at values for that particular community. And there were a lot of little details that demanded a higher price for those lots and those homes. But if you don't know those details and you're not familiar with the local market, then it's really hard to determine value, especially if there's some things that are under the surface that not everybody can see. And so that's why it's really important to hire someone that's local, that knows the market, that's in the market every single day, helping sellers sell their properties and helping potential buyers to purchase real estate and to know the values. We've heard a lot of stories about people who overpay for things because they don't really understand value. And so getting a hold of someone who's local that knows the market, that's really, really important. So some of the strategies that we have to get listings sold really, really fast really comes down to one thing for us, and it's how many qualified buyers. So we're not just looking at eyeballs or people looking at things online, but how many people, qualified buyers, can we get through the door to be able to look at that piece of real estate, whether that's vacant land, luxury, residential. We're working on getting as many people through those doors as possible because that's going to determine how fast your property sells, and it's also going to determine how much money you're going to get for your property. That also goes into, there's another factor of listing your property correctly as far as price goes. But what we really focus on is how many people can we get through the doors. And there's a lot of different ways that we can do that. One of the big ways that we do that is online, because the majority of your people that are going to purchase a home are going to see the property online first, and then they're going to purchase. So we want to make sure that our online presence is out there, that we're sending it out to all the websites, that everybody knows that your property is for sale. This is going to help drive a higher price. But there's also things as well that can sell properties. We've had it happen multiple times where people will walk through open houses and they don't have the technology. They don't have email addresses. They don't spend time online. They have the money. They have the ability to purchase. But if we didn't have that open house, the property wouldn't have sold the way that it did. So that's another way of bringing people out. Also connecting with the community, connecting with the neighbors, talking to them, seeing if there are people that are interested in selling or interested in buying in the neighborhood, or know of somebody that's interested in buying in the neighborhood. A lot of times people love where they live and they may want someone to live closer to them. Maybe it's a loved one or a relative or someone, a friend. So that's another way that we can get more attraction and attention to the property. I've even talked to neighbors of listings that we've had, and they said, we didn't even know it was listed. And so it's, again, getting as many qualified buyers to the table as possible, because that's ultimately going to determine how fast your property sells and for how much. So if we're able to do, with your permission as the seller, all of the things to get your property sold, then that will allow it to sell faster and for the most amount of money. Hire a local real estate professional to list your property, you will not be you will not regret it. It is definitely a good decision, because there's a lot of good agents out there that know what they're doing to be able to help you sell your property. So if you're interested in listing something, vacant land, luxury, residential homes, any of those things that you're looking at listing, give us a call. We'd love to sit down with you, walk you through this process, really get into where the values are so that we can list your property and get the most value in today's market.